We are off on our trip from Erie, Pennsylvania to Southport, North Carolina with our boat, our Greenline 48 Coupe. We just left. We just left the yacht club, the Erie Yacht Club, and we're heading to Tonawanda, New York, where we'll stage before we hit the Erie Canal. Weather's been really great here in Erie last couple days. Today definitely feels like a fall day. It's a little cooler, and the wind is from the northeast. So it's always hard for us to tell exactly how the lake's going to be until we get out in it. We have a little bit of chop on the bay, which I'll show you, but it's sometimes it's obviously going to get worse out in the lake, but it does seem like the direction would be right at our bow, so those are a little easier than if it was coming at the beam. So we're hoping for a good ride. It is supposed to get less windy as we get closer to Buffalo, so unless it's really bad, we're going to make an attempt. If we get out there and it's super uncomfortable, we'll head back to the yacht club and do it again in the morning. But this is what it looks like so far. So little chop, nothing crazy. But well, good morning. It is October 17th. We have been in Erie still for 2 days since last I filmed this. Get some hair going there. We went out the 15th. The waves are just more than what we wanted to do. It's the northeast wind. We could have done it, but it would have been just an uncomfortable ride. And then we were planning on doing it on Thursday, which basically was exactly the same wind conditions and stayed pretty windy most of the time. So we were going to go and then maybe just go late, get into it and kind of dark, but we decided to wait till today, which all the winds are under 10, so it should be a nice, easy ride. So we are about an hour and a half into our trip, going across Lake Erie. Probably like one, maybe occasionally 2 footers, but nothing that's making it uncomfortable for a ride at all. The wind shifted. I think it's more of a south wind, so that's never as bad. The northeast one's the one that, if you're heading that direction, is definitely worse. But we are cruising along. The sun so far, it says we'll get in around between 3 and 4 into Tonawanda, and then we'll make a decision if we want to stay there or get a little bit further to start the Erie Canal. We are coming up on Buffalo. We're about maybe 9 miles from making kind of the turn into the Niagara River. And then we'll hit the Niagara River. There is a section we'll get on film here where the current is pretty strong. Because we're going this way, we can make it through. When we come back, we go through a lock because our boat isn't quite fast enough. Worked. Well, we missed it on the video because I dropped the camera, but we just went under the Peace Bridge. You can kind of see in the video there's a tremendous amount of current, and we were doing almost 17 knots. We're doing 15 right now, so we're still going pretty fast for this boat. Even Brenda said she felt like it was a little zippy. It's just amazing when you look. I mean, like, you can see it's like almost like little whirlpools, and it's all from the Niagara Falls, which we're going to avoid. Okay, we are coming up on the westernmost part of the Erie Canal, ending our ride on the Niagara River, and we will take a right up here and get into the Erie Canal.
Ben taking the antenna down. First time ever through, we smacked it.
I wanted to bend it that way, but it won't. So I had to bend it back.
North and south Tonawanda. We got a spot on the high wall with a bunch of goose poop. because there's an event going on here this weekend, and so people are saving all their spots on this side. Getting some dinner. Chicken's in the oven, waiting for the water to boil for our ravioli. I'm getting ready for tomorrow, but officially we're in the canal.
So day one, Brenda made this fabulous meal of chicken and raviolis, and she got to use her little oven.
Exciting oven.
It's pretty cool. Got some cooking in there just for later.
Just warm.
And a little pretzel appetizer.
No.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that we I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire.
This is the best captain's breakfast.
So
the best.
We call it the wreck. Everybody has a little bit of different name for it.
But we're gonna try not to wreck.
Amen. Tempting to show some of the beauty on the canal. See if I can get these leaves.
This was our nemesis. When we originally did this canal, because I don't know if we had a video that really talked about this, I'm going to do this for the third time that I've done this. But when we came up here for our first time in our other boat, our plan was to pull off to the left here.
Because that's what all the literature says you can do.
And so we were going to pull in there, walk around, watch how a lock works, and be ready to do it.
Prior to that, we literally watched a YouTube video on how to lock. That was our education.
We got about here, and he said, "You want to come through?" And I said, "No, I'm just going to stay there." And he's like, "Nobody really does that."
It's pretty bad with debris.
And I'm like, "Okay." So we frantically
said, "Let's do it."
Let's do
what
it.
What are you going to do? Turn around?
It was not. It wasn't as bad, but it felt horrible.
When it all breaks down, I'll wait for you right here. And I swear that we got nothing to fear. It's a miracle that you and I are finally here. I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come It's a miracle that you and I are finally here. I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise, that with you I feel alive. You will be the last one to think about, the last one to think about.
This town that we're coming up on is Middleport. Our first time through, this is where we stopped. And
Fell in love.
fell in love with this. It was just super peaceful.
Right after the very
Stressful
stressful 2 locks that we thought we were out
There
of.
is nothing here, although there's a great coffee shop,
Yes, alternative grounds.
that
It
we
is
did love.
amazing.
but it's just, I remember this towpath here going for walks and
Yeah.
just very, very chill. We loved it.
Still do. Here we are approaching the Medina Lift Bridge. Sounds like they were expecting us from the last lift bridge operator. They generally communicate. Sometimes it's the same operator. Kids fishing. So I do believe it's free dockage all along these walls. And technically, I feel like that might be called a marina up there. So we stayed somewhere, I think, on that tall wall in the past. Fun fact about Albion, it's the home of George Pullman, who invented the railroad sleeping car, named after him. It is thought that he got the idea from seeing the canal boats when he lived and worked in Albion from 1848 to 1855. So they always say, check out this silver dome. There's it's a 1858 Greek Revival county courthouse. And there's many, many homes and churches apparently that are on the National Historic Register here. So, and more sandstone. I like Albion. It's cute. I think we only stayed here once though. Maybe twice. Albertson Street Lift Bridge. We are entering Hawley, New York, which was one, I gotta say, probably one of my top 3 spots on the canal. I love stopping here. It's free dockage. There is pump out, and if you ask the bridge operator, there are restrooms and showers in this little gazebo. They'll have the code. But there's waterfalls here. I love the wall, as you'll see as we pass it. There's the shower and that white gazebo down there. but the wall is awesome. I don't know if you can see the waterfall. She wants you to meet. But there's the waterfall. I don't know, you can't make it out. Thank you. Thanks. So, but great park, great facilities. Town of Brockport approaching, so this bridge is still, well, put back together, but doesn't seem like it's fully operational unless he lifted it for us before we even came around the bend, but I doubt it if people are using it for travel. So fun fact about Brockport is Cyrus McCormick established a factory here in what is now the McCormick Park, which I'm sure that we will pass up there when we get to it. Factory is built the first 100 wheat reapers in the world. So this is where wheat reapers were born. Say that 3 times fast. Wheat reapers, wheat reapers, wheat reapers. It smells like good food here. Although we really don't remember eating here. Isn't that weird? Yes, this is the park where, yeah, we just, I think we only stayed here like once. There was a huge Grand Banks here.
Yeah, that was.
So, but yeah, they have generally bikes that you can just borrow.
Didn't have like a laundromat or had nice facilities.
Yeah, these are nice facilities. Next stop, Spencerport, which I feel like it's not too far away, if I remember correctly. And then we're there for the night. We made some good time today. Amazing. Sitting here at Adams Basin Bridge. I guess technically Adams Basin, New York as well. The same lift bridge operator operates the one in Spencerport, so he's not here. We're chilling, hanging out, overlooking the bed and breakfast. Beautiful day.
Yeah, bring that hummus up here.
Don't worry, he's got his remotes.
Got some remotes.
First time we've seen traffic on the canal.
And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive.
So here we are in Spencerport. Find ourselves waiting for the same lift bridge operator. This is the preferred area that we stay. We like it here because it's a nice wooden wall, I guess. But we're gonna pass this because they don't start until what, 8? 8. So we'd have to wait until 8 a.m. to start out. But we're going to stay on the other side on a concrete wall to leave at 7:30.
We are in Spencerport. Thing about Spencerport is there's a Tops like a block away. So we do have a little list. I'm gonna go over and get some provisions.
You'll be the last one I think about.
Lunch.
Let's go in.
So we are at Clutch
On the canal.
on the
That's
canal,
what it's called.
and this is Clutch on the canal. This is a smash burger with an egg.
I have
This-
What did I get? Clutch burger.
The Clutch burger.
All right.
Like, great
That is
drinks.
tasty. So here we are about to cross the Genesee. So this can be a little tricky. There is a strong north current and shoaling is an issue. They do say that they dredge it constantly, but I don't know what their definition of constantly is. But we seem to be getting through fine. Genesee. Event-free crossing. Can't see anything. And there may be some debris at the...
Yes.
I can't really tell.
Okay.
Alright, so ladder, I'm going to count lines. I'm going to go for a loose line. I don't know if it is loose. I'm going to go 1 past the... Alright, loose lines. I'm just counting loose
One.
lines. 1, 2, give me 3.
Third loose line.
Yeah, how's that?
Sounds good to me. I need a pole going to the next one up here. I see that. I'm going to lower this one.
Lock 33 down. We rode the lock with a frog or a toad. I really don't know the difference. An hour to Fairport, but the winds are supposed to pick up, so sadly a lot of this beautiful foliage we may lose. We're coming to Pittsburgh. Stayed here a couple times. One time when there was, I believe it was low water, something, must have been a breach in a wall or something. Lock 32 was closed, so we were stuck here for a couple days. It was great. I like being stuck. Who wanted you to beep? Really? That's funny. Here we are approaching Bushnell Basin. This, we believe, is a brewery, but we've stopped here just for like a day. Never overnight, but you can up here. Fun fact is, if you walk across the street, I don't think you're going to pick it up with this view, there is a little burger joint called Tom Wall's. Oh, there it is, Tom Wall's. Donnie and Mark Wahlberg actually have to license the Wahlburger name from this gentleman here in Bushnell Basin. But they have free pump out. We used it once. And nice floating docks. So we think it's a cute little place. Here we are approaching Fairport. I believe this is the last lift bridge heading east. And this lift bridge is actually in the Guinness Book of World Records. One end is higher than the other, is built on a slant, and no two angles on the entire bridge are the same. So, merits some Guinness action. We've stayed here, I think, almost every time we've been on the canal, but I'll double check with that too. It was fun. Another fun fact, I left my sunglasses in the porterhouse one year. So if anyone finds them, Colonel Bell might be done for the...
Every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you.
Okay, so there's a lot of cables.
How you doing?
Hello. So past this ladder, I'll do 1, 2.
The
I'll
second
grab
one?
The second one.
Taking it to the ocean?
We're taking it to North Carolina, so.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's our.
Do you have like a satellite hold?
No, I don't. I just have a bow and stern thruster that I, manually can
Is
do.
that dock mate?
It's the competitor. It's yacht controller. Same kind of thing.
Do it.
So lock 32 down. A little bit rougher walls, but interesting fact about this is they are narrower on the bottom of the lock than at the top. But Skipper Bob's handbook says nobody knows why. So we got a 15-minute wait at lock 30. She said she's filling the chamber. I know that there's a lot of ruins around here from the original Erie Canal, and I think even the extension. We have a hard time finding them. But if that is Route 350, they said in Skipper Bob's book here to walk across Route 350 and visit Old Lock 61 from the 1862 canal. You can ask the lock master for instructions. So maybe it's still up there. Definitely gotta stay alert through the Erie Canal. So up here is remnants of the old Erie Canal. But I was so in love. There it is. One day I'll get to explore that lock.
I see one line right after that bollard.
Hello. Good. How are you? Yeah, I'll take it. So okay, 1, 2, 3 with the blue ball thing.
Okay.
3 rolls.
Looks like you've done that once or twice.
I've done it a couple times, yeah. Still get nervous every time. Alright.
Too long, it's super windy.
It is.
How far are we going today?
As far east as we can get. Whatever the time. We're Clyde.
I was going to say you should easily be able to at least make it there. You
Okay.
get 6 hours.
Okay.
And then can I just steal a number? Myra, so they don't got to mess around with you.
Alright, thank you so much.
No problem.
We are in lock 29. Not too bad breezy wise. Nope. I have control. So I thought I would show one thing that it did add to the boat that has been so far a really awesome addition. It is this. I think it's actually discontinued by Ray Marine, but it is a remote control for the autopilot. And the big reason I got it was that I was thinking like on the lake or the ocean, you have those long stretches. If I could sit out on the front and still be able to watch and make course corrections. But I realize it's actually really nice, even just going through the Erie Canal. This could be just a lazy person talking, but previously I would use autopilot quite a bit, and then over here I would dial course corrections. But when you're sitting back and you're relaxing, it's kind of a long stretch to do it. So now I can just sit back and I can hold this in my lap. One button does 1 degree, and if I have to make a big course correction, I hold it down and do 10 degrees. So it makes it pretty nice.
So we are approaching Palmyra, which is one of our favorite stops as well on the canal. It's a very, very short dock. I mean, there's really, I don't know, I'll have to ask Ben, but only a few boats can stay here. But we like the town, we like the history. Palmyra is noted for an intersection where there are 4 churches on each corner. So I'm not sure what denominations. We did go check it out one year. Don't remember, but it was fun. There's also several museums. One is like a time capsule to general store, which was super awesome. Unfortunately, when we were there exploring that, it was COVID and everything was shut down.
Opening the door.
That rope, bud?
Yeah, do you mind?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I like that side of the road.
Savior. Thank you very much.
How far are you guys done?
We want to get to at least Clyde. That's our goal. 60 miles. That's pretty good with logs.
Approaching Newark. We've stayed here a couple times. They actually up in that building have free laundry. You just got to get the code. Nice restrooms, showers. And then you get across one of these bridges, and there's quite a bit in town. Good ice cream, breakfast sandwiches. So here's where you check in, get the code for laundry. There is a pump out here as well. However, there is a key or something needed. I don't believe we've ever used this one. Complete. The wind is really picking up. Something interesting is there is no lock 31, but there is a total of 35 locks on the Erie Canal. And somebody explained it to us once that they left out 31s. They made 28B and A, and I don't know, they just left it that way. I don't remember the whole story. Lock 27 done, and man, that was a rough one. I don't know what happened. We got past that protection of the bottom of the bridge, and we were whipped like crazy. So we are done for the day. But this is the town of Lyons, where we have stayed, I believe, twice. back in the canal days, this was a major like exporter of peppermint. So that's like their claim to fame. But I believe the wall up here, yep, it's where we normally stay. And then there's a restaurant, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a little bar right up there. Had seriously good burgers. So we have successfully tied up to a little dock in Clyde. 2 pedestals. Pump out. So we're tied somehow. I don't know. Ben's getting the electric. Right, Benny?
Right.
And I think you're going to need the adapter. What happened to it? Oh boy. Don't drop it in. I'm nervous, Nellie. The captain, the fearless captain in the wind. Ooh. See, that line literally just pulled loose. I don't like it. So apparently Clyde is known for their glass works. I don't know if we're going to be doing very much exploring, as we hear there's a horrible storm in Erie, Pennsylvania. So it's coming this way. But there's all kinds of stuff. If you walk over this bridge, the town is really across the bridge to the north.
Sunday night, and in a windstorm, Brenda
40 mile an hour gusts.
is making us some steaks. Ooh!
Guess whose is which?
That big boy's mine.
So
Getting a little bit of work done, watching some football.
feel like I'm done. Oh, here I ran out of room. Give me your other hand. Thanks.
It's wind gusts, but when they're not gusting, it's actually a really nice night. It's like
Yeah, not bad.
70 degrees. Pretty night.